Hey guys, what's going on? It's Grant,
It's Tash.
and this is Indiebnb.
Home of Indiebnb. Today we talk with Keon Masters from Charleston. Get dive even deeper into the Charleston music scene. Need to go out and listen to his album Many Thanks. Came out in 2019. He's got a new one on the way. Really cool guy, and I think you're going to enjoy this one. And with that,
Roll the tape.
welcome back, Indiebnb, all the way from Charleston, South Carolina. We've got Mr. Keon Masters. What's going on, Keon?
How you doing, Tash? How you doing, Grant?
We are great. We're glad to have you on. We're getting so deep into the Charleston music scene that we're going to become just, a Charleston podcast, I believe. I think you're like the fifth person we've done. So
Scroll through your like I appreciate being asked early. Charleston's got a strong scene. We've had one for a while now. We all kind of dug our heels and stuck at it.
yeah, we've come to find that. I mean, we've done Two Slices. We've talked with Babe Club. That one's not released yet. Crowd Claw, Pip the Pansy. And so yeah, we're super excited. You and Pip played this past weekend, right?
Yeah, she played on Friday night. I've never actually gotten to see Pip. She's not from here, but she's become really tight with the Little Stranger dudes
Mm-hmm.
and wonderful humans.
And you played over the weekend.
She's kind of been. Yeah, I played on. So she played Friday. I played Saturday. It was this Little Strangers friendly neighborhood fest type thing. Not type thing. That's what it was. It was a cool 2-day event at the Charleston Poorhouse. And I don't know if you've been to the Poorhouse before. It's great. It's James Island staple. I got like this really great deck situation that can house like 200 or 300 people, and the inside's the same, and it's kind of in and out. There's a big garage bay door, and it's just a fun like island party place. It feels very Charleston. It's great. And a little crunchy, like a little crunch, definitely more crunchier than the Royal American, whereas Royal's like a little more leather.
Leather. I get what you're saying though. Yeah, I was having a beer with one of my buddies the other day, and he was actually going to Charleston over the weekend, and he had recognized Pip the Pansy, and he's like, "Didn't you interview her?" I'm like, "Yeah." So let me look at that lineup, and then I look and I see Keon Masters. I'm like, "Shit, we're talking to him on Monday. That's awesome." So yeah, man. But we've become fans of yours, and we listen. Grant's listened to more Brave Baby than I have, to be honest. But just listening to that, and then your album Many Thanks, and we've just really become big fans of yours.
Cool. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
Go ahead.
No, I invested my entire 20s into the Brave Baby and stuff, and felt like we were kind of right. We have like this third album just kind of sitting on a hard drive almost, sitting there kind of collecting digital dust. And we released that song Soothsayer from those sessions, which kind of was our biggest release to this date. And then after that, I think everyone just kind of needed a mental break. It's kind of from the moment we were all of age to do anything, we kind of just did that. And maybe we weren't catching, I don't want to say catching breaks because you kind of make your own opportunity or whatever, but some things kind of got in the way of what we wanted. And and I just needed time to like reassess, but I didn't really want to slow down. So I mean, Wolfie's working on music all the time. He's been recording the new Band of Horses album. Our guitar player Christian's about to put out an album under the moniker Harvest Temple Band, it's incredible. So everyone just kind of, I think, needed to express themselves in their own way after being together for so long. And then Many Thanks was almost like an exercise for myself, as if to see if I could even do it, because they were both older than I was, and like so even though I sang and stuff, I was kind of like little brother of the band. Sorry, I had to water this plant, or else my wife would have killed me because she keeps brings it in here. I'm in this like little shipping container studio that I got.
Yeah, man.
And she'd be upset if my vines died. Um, so I was always like I was always kind of playing what do they call it in basketball?
Point guard.
You're kind of playing above your height, or like I was fighting above my weight class. Really,
Yeah.
Ryan and Christian are to this day some of the best musicians I know, and they're all over a lot of those good albums that have come out of Charleston. Ryan and Christian are on a lot of them. Like they're the power duo behind Crab Claw. Christian, so like Crab Claw Walker is a brilliant mind, but and he's funny, and he's just so he is the true
Renaissance man.
unique human. And he's been one of my great friends since I was like 18. But Christian and Ryan are a lot of the musical directors behind that, especially, and Corey Campbell from Baby Club. He's part of Crab Claw too. So like I have to I do because I watched Christian play. And so when I was making my own album, it was really a challenge of just like, can I do this by myself? And I'm happy. I mean, it's definitely spazzier, like poppier, spazzier, and a little more like glitchy lo-fi type stuff. But it was cool. It was good to work on. Figured out I was better at guitar than I thought I was. So
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Like being in Brave Baby, you know, you've already alluded to the fact that you were with great musicians, but just the fact that you were in a band and that, like, you know, you weren't in charge of making decisions for every direction of every instrument and every note. So what was that like for you? Was that a big struggle, kind of having to focus in on every part of the song and being like, this is all coming out of my head instead of collaborating?
yeah, I had a lot of. So I'm a songwriter, I guess, first and foremost, and I struggle translating it into the computer recording process sometimes. Not completely. I can find a vibe pretty quickly, but I can't get like kind of write fast when it comes. So that whole process to like building a song really slow of like getting tones right, that doesn't really work for me. I gotta like, it's right here, right now. It's gonna be like the cheesiest dumb keyboard sound and the cheesiest dumb drum sample I can find or whatever. Just like kind of mesh it all together. So a lot of times I'd make like these demos, these half-baked demos that would be like a verse chorus or whatever. And I'd bring it to Ryan and Christian, and they'd kind of, thumbs up, thumbs down type deal. And which is good because then I could just move on. And like, all right, well, that's fine, that's fine. And so when they find one that they liked, we jam it for a second. And then I had ultimate trust in their decision making because we were all so like if I was the spark and then Ryan was like the foundation and the potatoes, and then Christian was like the sauce and the cherry or whatever. And it just worked that way really, really well for a really long time. So yeah, when I went and did it myself, I was like, I really gotta like figure out these tones. Cause I would just, once we got like the song, once I was able to pass the ball to them, I let them play for a lot. Not that I let them, it's just I would pass it in and then they would go to town on it. And then eventually maybe I'd come in and we'd how do I say this? I was there the whole time and I helped write, but it was a democratic process for sure.
Yeah. So
doing it myself I never wanted to be solo ever. And yeah, here I am. And I struggle with how do I put my name on a t-shirt, like for merch? It's like, I'm really bad about my merch because I don't really just want my fucking name just like listeners on a t-shirt, but got to get over it. And I thought about going by like Master Key, which is my Instagram thing, but just decided to go with my name.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you had any part of the album cover, but that's one of the coolest album covers I've seen in a while. It was just cool to me.
illustration.
Yeah, well, the swimming pool and all that. It was cool shit.
That was one of my best friends is this kid named Chris Nichols. I'm friends with a lot of really great painters and artists and stuff. And he's a rad dude. And he actually lives. You guys are in Atlanta now?
Yeah.
Chris lives in Atlanta now. He moved a couple years ago because he got a job at this animation studio. And they're making shows for Adult Swim. Well, he does the background on these really beautiful shows. A show called like Game Usetsu, and then he worked on that new Bird Girl show.
Mhm.
Now he's working on this other new show on Adult Swim, and he's incredible. And his Instagram is It's Chris Nichols. If anyone's listening, wants to see what I'm talking about. But I've been enamored with him and his work, and he's a good friend of mine. We went and took some photos at this my parents, my mom, my stepdad live in this cozy little neighborhood in West Ashley. It's like a bunch of like old like 50s, 60s, and 70s like brick ranch homes in West Ashley, and all these old little homes have pools. It's really funny. Like there's this old, just like real basic but perfect pool in their backyard. So pictures now, it's kind of floating in the back in the raft or whatever in the fall. Took some pictures and kind of inspired the idea of what he's going to do, and then he obviously created just kind of redrew it. But you should see guys like that work. And every time I open up Photoshop, I look at it and I'm like, how do I do this? But when I watch him work in Photoshop, it's like watching, and he has this little pad thing that he draws on. It's just, he's using it as if you're watching like a painter with a whole drawer full of tools, right? Like if I had like a tool set, but just full of knives and paints and pastel, whatever. I'm just watching him do it is incredible because he just uses it like that. He uses it like a workshop. And digital illustration, I think people always think it's graphic design or this or that, but he's just using the toolbox that's on Photoshop and just creating art like in this really organic. He uses it in such an organic way that my silly slow ass was like, oh, that's how you can use Photoshop. I always think you have to like import a picture and mess it up or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Collage art, but the way he does it's really beautiful.
Yeah,
Anyway, Nichols, appreciate you saying that. He's a man, and I have another album coming out later this year, hopefully, and I had him do the. I didn't have him do it actually. I saw him post a picture, and I was like, "Can I steal that? That's great." And he said, "Yeah." So I forced him into letting me use it.
hell yeah, man. So, you just went into his whole creation process. So let's talk about your creation process. How do you build the Photoshop? How does that work for you and your music?
Starts right here. Ready? See all these? See all these voice memos?
Yes, sir.
Like hundreds going back to. I'm on voice memo 729. And I guess the first one started in let's find out. Let me go back to 2014.
Holy shit. Apple's probably like, who the hell is this guy using voice memos? He's the only one using it. And it's unbelievable.
You ask any musician how they started, it's got to be right here. What's this? This is 2014. Boring. Or let's go to Jan 27, 2015. What's this? This is 4 minutes. It must have been pretty good. No, not good. But yeah, that's where my songs start. Stuff like this.
So you're just sitting, you and a guitar, and then whatever comes to you, you record it and go back and say,
Yeah, because to get into the once it gets into the computer, it becomes so permanent, right? It's like you set up everything, you like start tracking, like I'm gonna track this, and then all of a sudden you feel like you gotta start working on that, and that's not like it's so time is valuable, and to get alone time to be in here and do my thing is more valuable now than ever. Like it's like it's a fucking hot commodity in my brain. I wish I had it. I wish I could get it. So when I get a guitar or whatever, a keyboard or drums sample that I like, I'll even open up like Logic first and just let the music play. Or if I find a sample I like, or I find a guitar lick I like, I'll even have it up and I'll be in front of my computer, but I'll still just defer to the voice memo because it's pretty instant. And I can kind of listen back to it. And it kind of captures like this cool sound of the room. And it's not so permanent where I don't fall so in love with the song or something that I'm open to changing it. And so yeah, voice memos and notes. Write lyrics down and stuff, or write like if you say something. What did someone say to me the other day that I wrote down? I don't always do this, but yeah, the Notes app on iPhones are incredible. And the coolest thing about the Notes app, now I'm going to tell everybody listening right now, you're welcome. You know if someone sends you an MP3 on your email and you guys have iPhones?
Yeah.
If someone sends you an MP3 and it's in your mail or whatever, there's nowhere real good way to save it. And if you play it, like your phone, when it goes black, it cuts off the song, right? Terribly annoying. You press your thumb down and save that thing to your Notes. Notes has like this amazing little player in it. You can play songs from Notes.
Who knew?
Wow.
Yeah.
You did.
Dang.
You said
Someone said the Notes is a game changer, and you can ask everybody in Brave Baby, it's a game changer. Just for sharing song ideas and like moving stuff around because we're all so mobile and working remote or working from wherever now because we can. But sometimes music feels slow to catch up because it's best to be together making music and stuff, but sometimes you can't be. But so you can quicker you can share appreciate each other better.
yeah,
Like I send our keyboard player, Ray Baby, is a guy named Steven Walker. He's awesome. I send him like songs all the time, voice memos, doesn't matter. I'm like, this worth it? Question mark. And worth it being like, is this worth another 3 hours of my capacity? So I did it. And yeah, so writing songs is took me a long time, but it's a lot of like getting over yourself and not caring if you this one. They're not precious. They're just like I have so many good songs that don't exist because I couldn't remember them. But that's okay. They'll be like sometimes they'll make their way out. Anyway, sorry, I'm just rambling now.
No, you're good, man. I've heard. I can't remember who I heard say it. It was some like classic rock guy basically said like you gotta write a bunch of shitty songs to like get the ones that you're gonna put on an album. Like you just got to get all that stuff flowing out and out of the way, and that creates the good songs for you.
Doing a podcast. Come on in. That guy's right. I think. I mean, I don't know. I'm not that. Was probably a successful rock star. I'm not him, but yeah, it's taken me. There are so many songs, dude. I don't really get people that like any song they work on, they make it because one, that's either exceptional talent or it's just not how I do. I'll write the dumbest song, but I wanted to. Apparently, I wanted to write that dumb song. I was like, okay, and you move on. My buddy Tyler, he's like my favorite songwriter and has been since we were 12. He told me recently that like he doesn't really have any like scraps. I was like, what? And I'm sure he does, but he's like, nah, for the most part, like if I start working on something, I finish it, and it usually makes it. And I was like, really? And I thought, there's no way. He's in this act called Hermit's Victory, and we're on the same rec league team since we were like 12. And then I'm gonna go watch the Hornets play-in game tomorrow with him tomorrow.
Nice.
But did I get?
Do you ever get like just to the point where you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna put out the dumbest album possible and have all those the songs you didn't really like and just put them all together onto one just like crazy compilation?
No, I haven't thought of that because there's some songs I don't want anybody to hear. That. I have some songs that I think are too that I never put out because I was like, these are too poppy. They're like, these are just too like. Maybe I'll put those out.
Yeah.
Like Keon's bad lo-fi pop bangers.
Songs for another day or for another time.
Another time. Yeah. Um, my so I have this like shipping container office. It's like this 12-foot by 24-foot flat. It's pretty cool. It's got windows and AC unit and stuff, but it's behind this brewery, Lo-Fi Brewing Company. I think Danny was talking about.
Yeah, Danny does the trivia there, right?
This is awesome. I got really lucky. But my friend Jason, the owner, just kind of walked up and he was poking his head in the window trying to see if I was here. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm important. Go away. And yeah, creative processes are different for everybody, right? And I wish there's one thing I wish I could change about myself and my trajectory is I wish I can like play a beat on the drums, but like no one's ever asking me to, and I never would try and play drums for somebody's show or anything. But if I could track and record my own drum beats and play with confidence, man, that would save me so much time. I would love to, but I'm just not good. There's a lot of beauty in separating your feet and your. It's hard. It's so hard. So appreciate the good ones. But when you can get a good beat, like this song can come so much faster. Something about finding a good groove to kind of sing on is real easy.
Our buddy Medium Build, has a similar process where he'll start kind of with a beat, and that's usually how he kind of starts. That's how Danny starts. You definitely have to have that kind of that foundation.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that you mentioned that. Do you see a difference in the way you create? I mean, obviously, with you're a little bit less hands-on with Brave Baby than you are with obviously your own stuff, but do you see it like a similarity? Were you ever going for a similarity in sound, or is there something you're going for that's much different with your own project?
No, I let myself. The best thing about Brave Baby was that all of us were allowed to bring our attitude. And when I wrote my songs, and I kind of sang my parts and wrote my lyrics, I was definitely bringing my attitude. And Christian could bring his attitude with his, arrangements and writing, and Ryan could bring his attitude with production and drums and stuff. And so when I was doing it myself, it was the same guy, same attitude, but different. But the way the songs probably end up being, I wanted to make happier music, not happier, but I wanted to. Brave Baby stuff is kind of nighttime. It's not sad, it's not bad, but it's kind of nighttimey.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that means. But to me, it makes sense. And I kind of felt like making some daytime music, and I'd never been able to accomplish that. So I kind of think I did, but I wasn't necessarily trying to do anything different. It just, when you don't have, you guys know how songwriting works, like credits and publishing, and how songwriting works. Like if you were here, Grant, and I was writing a song and we were cutting it that day and we were writing it and recording it, you would probably get a point or credit on that song just for being in the room, right? Because you brought that day's energy. Even if you just said even if you just sat on that couch and were just like, that part was awesome, you should do that again. That's all you said. You would get like a song credit. And that's important because it's kind of like legality acknowledging that people's vibes influence the final product, right? If you weren't in that room that day, that song might be totally different. And so not bringing those songs to Ryan and Christian, or in Steven and Jordan, resulted in it being similar but totally different.
Wow.
You definitely wrote daytime songs. My whole thing, I was like, I feel like I should just be sitting on a beach listening to every single one of these songs. It's got that cool kind of, almost sort of like 1960s like beach vibe to it, but in a modern fashion. I love it. I just love it, man.
Thanks, I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I found like a lot of break beats online that I like. That I was kind of able to work with, and then we'd have a drummer come and cut them on top of them and kind of blend them. And I just wrote what came out. And like I said, I wrote fast. And um, if it didn't come fast, it didn't make it. And I say fast. I could come in and try and write every day for 8 days in a row, and then on the ninth day, if I'm not saying the whole process was fast, but I'm saying when it finally like vomits out of your brain, it's like, and then it's fast, and then it's over. It's like you put yourself in position this whole time to like you know do one thing, and then all of a sudden the brain is like the stars align for that 1 second, and then you're bam, and you finally get it done. That's how I find songwriting for me to kind of tends to go, and I'm sure, and I guess you could. I wrote that song in 8 days and 3 hours. But it just took like me not even knowing what it was going to be for the days leading up to it or whatever. I don't know if that answered anything that you just said, or if I just kind of went off the rails there.
I think it answered it. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. I see. It's definitely different sound.
Fast, yes. You got it. I worked fast, and it's just it came out. I think it's okay. It's definitely not gonna like change the world, but it changed mine a little bit, and it's give me the confidence to do another one. And I think this next one is pretty cool. I worked with the bass player from Group Love. His name's Dan Gleason, same guy that Babe Club worked with for their new stuff, and he's awesome. And the drummer from Group Love is all over the album. His name is Benjamin Hamala. He's amazing. Such a funny, sweet dude. Daniel's amazing. And then the engineer is this guy, Jay Elias, who's he's like the front of, he engineers the studio. He's like he is the front of house engineer for Manchester. And they're in Atlanta. So it's a little studio in the back of Little 5 Points behind Criminal Records. It's awesome. You guys should talk to them.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was anything.
Yeah, Babe Club. Yeah, we've only we only walk on the corner there. We haven't been around the back.
Yeah, you would never know it's there ever. Like even if you went around back, you would be like, which door is it? You wouldn't know. It's cool, and it's they're sweet. And this new album is fast. It's not even it's 5 songs. It's fast. 5 songs. They're all super different. But they're all really sonically. It's like the last album was like a peanut butter and jelly, and this album's like,
It's in Italian for the couple songs that I heard about from it.
It's a fine crafted panini with house made bread.
Yeah, definitely.
Jelly. So,
yeah, it's bigger. I like it. I do want to ask, one thing I always ask about our music videos. I think it's a lost art. I think it's something that people, we get a secret kind of chapter into what you were thinking when you were writing the song and kind of your intention. With Feel Nothing, I love the pep talk in it. I love the whole vibe. And then, the fact that he just his wife and whoever his significant other is, pumping him up and getting him to be himself. I mean, what kind of inspired that whole entire, video and I love the Charleston video scene as much because, you've seen Crab Claw's videos with him blowing up the motorcycle and, we kind of got the logistics of that, but what inspired, that particular.
I was approached by this filmmaker from Greenville. His name's Gunnar Willis. He's incredible. He's incredibly funny. He's incredibly thoughtful, and he's particular about what he wants. And he reached out to me and said, man, I'm in love with this song you made I put out this. You guys know what CNSC is? It's this like music blog out of South Carolina. It's been around for a long time.
I've seen some of the information about like when Two Slices' new video came out for Slow Poison, they were on that.
David Stringer had this. He ran. He runs the CNSC, and he's a wonderful dude. And throughout the early 2010s or whatever, he was the best thing to happen to the scene. He was great. Still is. And every year he did this sampler, like the CNSC sampler, and it grew and grew and grew and grew. And Brave Baby was on it every year. And then he let me be on it one year after Brave Baby took a little bit of a hiatus. And I put this song on there called like ballad number 81,317 or something like that, making fun of just kind of knowing it wasn't like original, right? It's, everyone's written a ballad. So it's just, and it's like, I always wanted to make like a Elton John, like piano song. And we did. Or I did. And anyways, this kid Gunner falls in love with the song. He's like, "Hey, I really want to make a video for this." And I said, I just finished this album. You listen to this maybe and see if there's anything you want to make off of this, because I'd really like to make something there. As I'm going forward, I'm not really focusing on that song so much. He listened, and we kind of decided on Feel Nothing, and for a while, and then that was his idea, Woodruff talent show or whatever, and that's like a small tiny town outside of Greenville. And we recorded at this place. We filmed at this place called the Spinning Jenny, which is a really cool room in Greer, South Carolina. It's big, looks like an old roller skating rink or something. And the actor in it is actually the teacher from Stranger Things. Like the AV teacher that's like really sweet to the boys in Stranger Things, if you watch the movie or if you watch the show. That guy.
I still haven't watched it. I know I'm like the only person on earth.
I haven't either.
You guys, you're the only two people on the planet that haven't watched Stranger Things?
Yeah. And they're right down the street, so it's even weirder.
That is kind of, anyways, that's never happened before. Anyways, the guy's really sweet, the actor. And the female actor was another, like she's a pro, and they're all based out of Atlanta now. And I just got to come and watch them. Like there was like a staff of like 40 people there. And like my biggest contribution was like I paid for I catered the event. Gunnar was like, "Look, everyone here they're all hustlers. They all want to make films. I want to be a filmmaker. No one is expecting to be paid, but like, do you think you could just, because I don't have like a ton of exponential, I don't have like a ton of, income. And it came to me at a time when I was trying to put out this album. I was like, I have like, 500 or $1,000. He's like, that's going to be perfect. Take a little of this and then just buy a giant catered lunch. I was like, okay. There was 40 people there. It was the most professional thing I've ever been a part of. And there was like rolling and lights and audio guys and extras and a costume designer and makeup. And it was a long all day thing. And I just got to watch all these people who are so passionate about filmmaking and whatever their role is on the set make this really amazing video for this guy who's probably undeserving. And Gunnar is so talented. And I got to like watch behind the lens and stuff of him doing it. And it was just, it was a cool, unique thing. And I think he nailed it. And it's kind of fun because it's probably 3 minutes longer than the song is itself. But it's like this little mini movie. Interesting. I need to watch it again. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I mean, definitely and that's why we ask the questions, because things like that we don't know. I mean, I don't know that some guy in Greenville just listens to one of your songs from a blog that he heard. I mean, that's like so many different webs are weaving to be able to get to that point. That's just awesome to hear, and I'm glad that it worked out for you, that you got to be able to do something so so professional and just be in that scene. But what I guess kind of switching gears to Limbo and some of your other ones you've put out, and then I see you do a lot of session, live session, hey, we're gonna videotape ourselves playing the song. That seems like most of your videos, the Brave Baby, as well as you have one out with yourself. But what about that live session feel and videoing that do you like so much?
I'll tell you, I feel like a lot of videos end up being bands like playing their song And if you're gonna do that, why not just like actually play your song and record it live and just I always kind of love it when a band can almost nail the recording to be like, is this the recording? Is this thing? And then you can find a couple differences of it, you know?
Mhm.
You can rock it in like 3 or 4 takes and it can look badass. Then maybe you should promote the song and promote your your like your live shit a little bit.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And
And it's sometimes and it's somewhat easier, you know, like you get a crew for a day and you kind of get it done. And, man, I've had such like a love-hate thing with videos because they're so important, but they're so hard. And like a video that doesn't know its lane is so bad. You know what I'm talking about? Like if the video thinks it's if when a video is made and you think it's this, but really it's this, but you're doing it like this, it's cringy. But if you know it's this and you're doing it like this and you're leaning into this, then that's fine.
yeah.
Say this, I'm talking about whether it's professional or well done or crafted or tender or taken care of in like the way it needs to be taken care of or fostered or whatever you want to say. So I've had such like, especially coming from a place where I've got so many ideas, but then I don't know how to execute. It's and I adore filmmaking. It was probably my first passion growing up, and even in college and stuff. I kind of thought I was going to be an actor, not actor. I thought I was going to pursue acting and filmmaking and writing more so than I think music. And especially in high school, I did, and I. So I'm always just so nervous about what you put out there as far as like story and plot and video because it when it falls flat, it falls so flat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's like, and I don't know if I'm sound like pretentious or a douche or whatever, but that's just I've safeguarded myself from trying to bite off more than I could chew unless the time was right. But then when a guy like Gunnar presents himself and says he wants to do this thing that's kind of elaborate and heavy, I was like, you know, kind of daunting. It's like and it's expensive, like to do a good film, unless you got like super creativity and can edit, like and can do the like in the box editing like crazy. Like we have this really Brave Baby's got a really cool video for this song Soothsayer. It's in another shipping container.
Yeah.
Guy Paul Kelmus edited it, and it's absolutely insane. It's so cool, and it's so I'm glad we waited so long to put something out. And then in regards to like the live video stuff, have y'all seen y'all like Wolfpack?
I've listened to some of them. I haven't seen any of their videos.
They're amazing. They're like the intellectual nerds, like indie fish band. Like they're the equivalent of Fish, in my opinion. For like, anyways, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Anyways, they have this live at Madison Square Garden video. They did like 2 nights, I think, or maybe it was 1, but they sell out Madison Square Garden, and the whole thing is shot on an iPhone from this perspective of the stage. And this guy walks out, and he's wearing all black. He's got an iPhone on a fucking gimbal, like a little gimbal, and he's just kind of walking on the stage, kind of seeing the players and stuff, all live, kind of getting in their face and stuff, and moving around. And it's a packed Madison Square Garden, and it's probably one of my favorite live concert films. It's incredible, all one shot. So we were doing this CMH vinyl session for a Keon Masters song, for like the song called "Yesterday Was Going Great." It's going to be on my new album. And when it was a bunch of different bands were doing it. Babe Club did one. I knew we were going to be there playing, and I was talking to the guy running the thing. I said, "Are they going to be filming it?" And he said, "No, I don't think we're going to be filming it. We're just going to be, doing the audio." And I said, "Well, do you mind if I film it? Can I film my set?" So I had my buddy Dylan, Persona La Ave, who actually made that video Limbo. He kind of ran around on stage, and I kind of told him, I was like, maybe take like that Wolfpack approach and kind of like get in our faces and kind of steady, the camera will stay steady or whatever. And I got this $70 gimbal off of Amazon for your iPhone, and I love that video. I love that little live video of that song, and a lot of people did. And I kind of edited it myself in iMovie, and it got like a much better response than I ever thought it would. Got a better response than the actual audio things that the whole compilation was a part of. And the compilation's beautiful, but people love to sit on Instagram and scroll, and if they see something that's cool, like they love to watch it. And I'm actually in the process now of moving everything I have off YouTube onto Instagram TV, just because people seem to gravitate towards it because it's just convenient, you know.
Definitely something, especially with the popularity. I hate to talk about things like Reels and TikTok, but that's an incredible amount of time that people spend on this, on those parts of Instagram. And I think that, yeah, for sure, moving things to IGTV. I mean, I watch all of the videos that I used to watch on YouTube most of the time are on IGTV, or if I find it there first, I'll watch it there and not watch on YouTube. So
yeah,
that's an interesting concept. And definitely we'll need to check out. Tash and I do love a good live concert footage. That's something we drink beers to every day, every time I go over to his house. So we'll definitely check out the Wolfpack live concert film.
There's some of the best players in the game right now, I think, as far as just composition and playing and like an understanding of music top to bottom. They're just all went to Michigan and they're all like jazz dudes and way smart, like next level smart. They make their own plugins for recording. Crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, very cool.
One last song I do want to talk about. I don't want to talk about Octopus J, the Bread Baby song. Is that obviously are you talking about Octopus Jones, or what was the inspiration behind that song? As a person who's seen Octopus Jones live, I gotta ask.
So Brave Baby, Octopus Jones, Susto, E.T. Anderson, Grace Joyner, Hermit's Victory, list continues. We were all just like in it to win it together, right? Like And I adore Danny Martin. I texted him last night. He's one of my best friends. And Ryan had been working on Wolfgang. We had been working on an Octopus Jones record, and they had this chorus that they abandoned. And it was like, wait until the winter is when I want you. It was like a very Danny Octopus Jones time. So he always told him, he's like, man, if y'all don't take that chorus, I'm gonna steal that chorus. So then we were working in the studio one time, and Ryan brought up the idea, like, man, I had this, and I know earlier I said like I wrote a lot of songs, but I did write a lot of songs, but at the same time, a lot of times Brave Baby songs came up just from us jamming together. Like he's like, man, there was this Octopus Jones song that they didn't use, and it was wait until the winter, and I said, well, let's take it. He's like, I don't know. I was like, what are they gonna do? If he's not using it, we'll tell him we used it, and if he doesn't want us to use it, we won't use it. And then I'm pretty sure he loved it. I don't know. He never told me if he didn't, but we called the song Octopus J. We wrote a verse and the music around this thing, and then we kind of created there was space in the choral part that Ryan was singing, the wait until the winter. And then I kind of did like that. We had kind of created this call and answer chorus with the line that already existed. And yeah, became to this day, still one of my favorite songs to play. And it's fun. And Danny has a writing credit on the song. So,
That's awesome.
Even though he wasn't there, it was his song. So yeah, that's that song.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's always like one song, in these usually I like think about, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to ask about that one. And like Tash, like, dude, you don't have to ask about like one of the guy Medium Build has a song called I Love Cherry, and Tash goes, don't fucking ask who Cherry is, or if he's like his ex-girlfriend or something. I go, dude, I gotta know who's Cherry and what the deal was. And he goes, it ended up being like a much deeper answer than I thought it was, and I was very glad I asked the question. But it's I always think about like these songs that just like I listen to lyrics. I'm a big lyric listener, and I love to hear like what was somebody thinking about it when they wrote it. So
Who do you like? Who's your lyric?
I mean, lately we've been listening to a lot of, I mean, obviously for this, we do a lot of just, random stuff, but lyrically, have you ever heard of Dry Cleaning? They're a post-punk band from England, and they have a song called Scratch Card Lanyard, and that song just lyrically is just wild. Just all the shit she says, and it all makes sense, and like it just fits perfectly. And she's almost like just speaking, like. But Scratch Card Lanyard by Dry Cleaning is one that my buddy Tim Dalton sent it to me. I was like, oh my god, dude, this is awesome. Like Dry Cleaning.
Dry Cleaning.
Yep.
How beautiful is Spotify?
Oh yeah, we love it.
All the time, I'm like, you guys are dumb. Like, I mean, sorry, I get it. People want to get paid and stuff, but the platform that Spotify provides you, and like the Spotify artist portal. Have you guys ever seen the artist portal? Like the tools they give you to kind of see where your music's be listening to. I can pull it up right now. It'll say 10 people are listening to Brave Baby right now. I'm like, that's crazy. I can see what countries they're in. And I can listen. I listen to so much beautiful music that I never knew existed. Old music. And my favorite thing, I love Spotify. I adore it. It's like ridiculous. Anyways, but now I'm about to listen to Dry Cleaning, and I pay for it once a month, and I can listen to whatever I want to.
Yeah,
it wouldn't exist.
Yeah, we wouldn't exist without it. Yeah.
You told me to come in. I know we've gone over time, but you told me to come in with some songs. Did you have some songs?
No, we wanted you to. So when we get to the end of Pete Peterson, the last question is always, who are bands that we might not know that we need to check out, and that's a lot of the way that we build this. Is we see, we talked to a band in High Crime out in Seattle, and then we got connected with Barbara Volk, and we got connected with Daphna, and we've got, it's just kind of just snowballed to the point. So that's really one of the biggest reasons we do that, and also just for us to, you guys, the artists, know art as well or better than Tash and I. I mean, the Spotify algorithm throws us stuff every now and then, but people turn us on to other people. I mean, that's the big part that we get through from that. So with that, Tash, should we throw it into Pete Peterson?
It might be time.
I think it's time. All right. So this is going to be quick, 20 questions, right down to that last one I mentioned there, but we'll go real quick into Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. Most controversial question you'll get asked today. We'll let you know when that is, and we'll see what side of the fence you end up sitting on. It's a pretty hot topic. So
very hot.
Ooh, I mean, it's steaming. All right, here we go. You ready? Yeah. All right. Cake or pie?
Pie.
Candy corn or candy pumpkins?
Corn.
Is love at first sight real?
I think it might be.
Cash or credit?
Cash is king.
Pop-Tarts or toaster strudels?
Pop-Tarts. Yes.
Grilled cheese or PB&J?
PB&J.
A day at the beach or a day at the pool?
The whole fam at the beach?
Everybody's at the beach.
I don't have a big old family beach day.
All right. At that family beach day, would you rather see the sunrise or the sunset?
If I'm seeing the sunrise, I'm probably not with my family, so probably the sunset.
All right. PBR or Bud Light?
PBR, even though Bud Light's probably better.
Red wine or white wine?
White wine.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
We need more dogs. That's right. Night in or night out?
Night out.
Night out. All right. Do you believe in magic?
Yeah, I think I do.
All right. At the place where you're going to be dancing a lot, maybe the Bangkok Lounge with old Crab Claw. Are you more likely to do the worm or the electric slide? Oh, the song froze him. That one froze you.
I said the electric slide for sure.
The electric slide for sure. Okay. You ever had circus peanuts?
Yeah,
What'd you think about
they're so weird.
them?
Like the worst marshmallow ever.
Yeah. All right. Chicken tenders or chicken wings?
Chicken Supremes, Bojangles. Heard.
Ooh.
Bojangles. All right. Those are some hot tendies. Those are good. With bow sauce. We love that. Ninja or pirate? What would you rather be?
Good question. Ninja.
Ninja. All right. Is Bigfoot real?
No.
All right. And the most controversial question we ask every single time, and it's just driven a whole entire, stake in our community, the Indiebnb community. Chips or pretzels?
Chips.
Chips. Okay. Hey, but at least you're not dogging pretzels. Apparently, there's some kind of subculture in which pretzels are like for subhumans. We didn't know this, but I mean, it's become apparent. So
One of
I'm not obsessed with Snyder's,
One of the greatest one-liners I've ever heard in my life was last week. Our buddy Devin said, "If I'm eating a pretzel, I'm at a very low point in my life."
They ran out of Lay's. Yeah. When was the last time you guys opened up a yellow bag of Lay's?
I think I had.
Forget how everything got kettle or cooked or whatever. Lay's are pretty good.
Yeah.
What else? Someone was talking about chips the other day. Pringles. They don't lie to you. This is what you get. This entire box is full to the brim of Pringles. This bag, this big old bag is like a third full.
You got some air.
Pringles can is stacked all the way up.
Tennis balls in it when you get done.
Oh man! And finally, our final question of Pete Peterson's party pack questions. We had to go off on some snack food there. Bands or artists that we might not know that we ought to check out. I've written down some of the ones you've mentioned during our chat time here, but give us some of those for me.
One of my best buds is this kid, Tyler Burgess. He's in this band called his moniker is called Hermit's Victory.
All right.
Put out 3 albums. They're all incredible. I would start with self-titled is really good, but I'm in love with the second album. It's called Easy Fruition. Persona La Ave. I would imagine that Babe Club or Crab might have mentioned him. His name's Dylan Dawkins. He's like everything that kid touches is cool and taste and like really wonderful. He helped me with that video Limbo. We've done some photos and stuff together, and him and I have started writing a lot of songs together. And really lovely human being, beautiful artist. He's playing with Susto now. Who else? So many. I mean, Grace Joyner is lovely. If we're talking people that are in our sphere, then like music to listen to. If you like indie music, is this Italian cat named Giorgio Poi. Giorgio, then Poi is Poi. Listen to the first album, not the second one. I mean, the second one's good too, but it's like a mixture of Phoenix and the Flaming Lips, but Italian. It's like it was probably my favorite record last year, or when I discovered it, and I listened to it like forever. And it's been really interesting to listen to music that's Western influenced, but not Western, Or I guess it's still Western. Like there's a lot of really great 70s, like African, like funk rock, like Afro rock, I guess, or Afro funk. This cat named William Onyeabor. Onyeabor is like Onyeabor. And he was this Nigerian businessman, and he owned like restaurants and other things, and he loved to make music. So he would always take the time out of his year, I think, and like go hire musicians and stuff and make these crazy records. But that's not what he did for a living, but he made these amazing, amazing records. And there's this track called Atomic Bomb that is just so good. It's like like LCD system in the 70s. It's just been weird and like groovy and kind of like drony in the coolest way. And then there's this music called band called Amanaz, Amanaz. They got this song called "Calla My Friend" that is like, it's almost like they heard the Velvet Underground or something and tried to make their own version of like Sweet Jane or whatever, or Sunday Morning really. And it is so good. So and we were talking about Spotify. I love it for finding this music that like I have no business listening to, you know? Or I mean, I do, but it's really cool. So, I'm sorry, say that, Tash.
I was saying it's fun to discover stuff on Spotify. Like I'm always like my Discover Weekly is my favorite thing every Monday. Just going through, getting 30 new songs.
It took me years to figure out that this Discovery Weekly was the shit.
Yeah, I love it. That's where we get a ton of the bands we like try to get on here from that. So
Shout out to my boy Mel Willis. He is a DJ and he makes music and he's so low key all the time. His DJ name is Mumbles and he's the man. He's a quiet man, but he is beautiful, amazing, and he has the best taste in music. And for about 2 years, he and I ran the bar at this place called me and Walker used to work there. It's called the Rare Bit. And I used to always work with Mel, and Mel would always have on the coolest fucking music all the time. I'm like, what is this? And I'd always write it down. I'd always add it to my stuff. And ever since I met Mel, and I started incorporating his stuff into my Spotify, I think I have the coolest Spotify in town. My Discover Weekly pipes. Thank you, Mel.
Thank you, Mel. Mumbles, DJ Mumbles.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's another one to write down.
Hell yeah. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you today, Keon. You've given us more.
I hope I didn't.
You've given us more artists to listen to than I think we have time, but I'm hyped to try to listen to all of them. And we're looking forward to your new album coming out, and we're glad that you're back playing live shows, and hopefully we can get to Charleston or you can get to Atlanta or something, and Grant and I can come see you play because we're big fans of yours, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I hope I didn't overstay my welcome, but thank you. This is my first time. It's cool.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, hopefully we can have you back one day, and we're looking forward to the new music.
Bye, guys.
See you.